What is going on, everyone? Welcome into Big Time Football Talk. So I wanted to get into this. I wanted to do the early tight end rankings for the 2023 NFL Draft. Man, I really like this tight end class a lot. There's a lot of guys to get excited about. We'll do the top five here. So let's get straight to it. First guy, it's Ben Yurosek from Stanford, number 84. Why do I love Ben Yurosek? He is an outstanding blocker. He's really just competes as a blocker. Does a good job of sustaining blocks, getting in front of guys, driving guys out of the play. I really love that aspect of Yurosek's game. He's got pretty good hands. He's tough as heck. Will hang in there and come down with the ball when he's getting drilled. They mostly use him in the slot on the outside as the off the line of scrimmage tight end, on the line of scrimmage tight end. Use him in a variety of different ways. Yurosek was a kind of, one of the few bright spots to a 3-9 Stanford team last year, and he isn't as explosive, isn't as good as getting separation or as good a route runner as I would hope, but he does a good job of using his physicality to stay on routes and getting pushed off of routes, but. I really like Yurosek. Very good play strength. He's just 230 pounds, 32 pounds. A guy that could definitely add some muscle, definitely add some strength. But had a really good year just this year as a true sophomore, former 4-star recruit coming out of high school, and made some great catches in the Arizona State game. I mean, was just getting drilled. One catch between two guys. And then just another catch when he was just getting smoked. But not his solid ability after the catch. He's got, solid acceleration. That's one thing that was a little disappointing in Yurosek, why he comes in at number 5. Just doesn't have quite the, big ability after the catch and the acceleration to, really turn on the jets and, pick up yardage after the catch. But I like Yurosek. He's a good football player. Comes in at number 5 for me. The next guy is Dalton Kincaid. Dalton Kincaid is out of Utah. He's number 86 for Utah. Kincaid is a terrific route runner. He does a great job of breaking down, changing direction. Outstanding at that. Comes back to the ball very effectively. Was a transfer from San Diego, kind of a late bloomer as far as recruiting wise. Played just 1 year of high school football, really shined, and got a chance to play at Utah in 2020. Didn't see much action, and then this year really shined in 2021. See, he's really a good end zone target. Phenomenal catch against Weber State. Really good body control. Can go up and get it over guys, whether it's in the end zone, on the sideline, stuff like that. And Kincaid is a guy. He's not a great blocker. He's very solid to good blocker, can sustain blocks for the most part. And like he touched on in a press conference, he's going against a lot of guys that are a lot bigger than him. But, he's a really good competitor in that aspect of when it comes to blocking. But, Kincaid, you love him as a receiver. I mean, he gets off the line of scrimmage very well. He's great as far as over the middle. Come back in breaking routes. That's what I would prefer to see him do. And, like Yurosek, they use him on the line of scrimmage, just off the line of scrimmage, as a guy that you could use. You can motion him out the backfield and, does have the ability to catch some screen passes and make things happen on screen passes as well. But, Dalton Kincaid comes in at number 4 for me, but these top 4 guys, I really like all these guys, and Kincaid was a super high grade. He does a lot of things good to very good, and just a terrific football player. One of the many talented tight ends that the Utah Utes will featured this past year, and they'll feature also this year. So a lot to get excited about for Dalton Kincaid from Utah. Should be another big year. Cameron Rising back. There's even a lot of plays. His separation, his ability to get open was great. There's a lot of plays that Cameron Rising just wasn't seeing him, and he was open. And like Yurosek and the guys that list, he's good at getting open, on the middle of the field and knows how to come back and make plays and make catches and bail out his quarterback. So that's why he comes in at number 4. The next guy is Jaheim Bell, number 0 for South Carolina. Jaheim Bell is, you're going to hear a lot of Deebo Samuel comparisons simply because, Jaheim Bell is a beast after the catch. He's a great athlete. He's a very good athlete in general. He's a guy that they use as a weapon. They bring him in motion. They'll get it to him out of the backfield. He's phenomenal at catching the ball in stride. That's why they run crossing routes with him constantly. The Vanderbilt game, you saw him make a monster play where he stiff-armed the dude off of him in the open field and made a big play touchdown. Went off in the North Carolina game. The Vanderbilt game was a school record in receiving yardage, and then topped that in the bowl game against North Carolina, breaking his own record and, breaking a school record as well. And, you just see ability to, jump up and catch the ball. A lot of the traits you're looking for in a tight end, pretty much, Jaheim Bell does them, and he does them at a high level, and that's why he comes in at number 3 for me on this list. But, very good, as far as body-wise, very good muscle. He's got very strong legs, very strong rear, very muscular build, and he's only like 200. I think they only list him at 230 pounds, but he plays a lot bigger than that. Very good body control. My only knock with him is he wants to just kind of break down and just get in front of blockers. I'd like to see him, break down, engage with using a little more strength and aggression. But that's just kind of being nitpicking because, his game's very good. He holds anchor in the pass as far as a pass blocker. When he runs routes over the middle, teams are just like surprised how fast he is. Just can it really accelerate and when he wants to just, turn on the jets and go, he can do that. So those are many of the reasons why I like Jaheim Bell. I think you're going to get a lot more Deebo Samuel comparisons and a lot more people, talking about Jaheim Bell as, maybe the best tight end in this class, and for sure at least a 3 to top 5 tight end in this class, and a phenomenal athlete to go along with it. So that's why he comes in at number 3. It's Jaheim Bell out of South Carolina. Number 2, this might be a little bit of a surprise. It's Michael Mayer, number 87 from Notre Dame. Michael Mayer is a guy, like Jaheim Bell, that really looks the part. He's got a phenomenal build as far as, upper body, legs, very, big, muscular dude, really looks the part, looks like an NFL tight end and, playing college football. And, like Jaheim Bell, he's just a monster when he gets the ball on the crossing route, can catch the ball in stride, knows how to set up defensive backs and attack their leverage, knows how to kind of run at an angle and get fool a DB, get him turned. Kind of like Yurosek, he knows how to use his use his arm without, pushing off to get pass interference and create separation with physicality in that sense. And, outstanding blocker, can really devastate people. You see plays where he's just, violent, he's a type of guy that has the athleticism to, block defensive backs and not only just, get in front of them, but really drive them just completely off the play. Something that Yurosek has that I didn't mention and that also Michael Mayer does. When they run end arounds to his side, the play side, he'll just seal off defensive players and they won't even have a chance to make a play or get around him. He's that kind of a talent as far as a blocker goes. But, it's very good footwork. He's good gets off the line of scrimmage very well. Just, moves very well for a tight end that big. And, it's been very good not only this year in 2021, but as a freshman in 2020. Number 1 tight end recruit coming out of – No, he wasn't the number 1 tight end, but he was a high recruit coming out of high school. And he was a guy that Notre Dame really targeted, and they got him. And it has sure paid off nicely for the Irish. He'll be a big-time returner. On the offense, you'll get to see him against Ohio State week 1, but has played very well in some big games. Played pretty well against Cincinnati this past year. He's been consistent as far as every game. He's has been pretty productive. and he's kind of doing his thing. Knows how to like the other guys, work the middle of the field. Has pretty good body control as far as stopping on curl routes and comeback routes and stuff like that. So I like Michael Mayer from Notre Dame. That's why he comes in at number 2. Number 1, it's Arik Gilbert. The transfer from LSU heads to Georgia. So interesting guy, Arik Gilbert. So plays for LSU 2020, has a pretty solid season. I think he opted out of the last couple games, but wasn't like a major yardage total, but you saw most games a lot of the freak athleticism was on display for Arik Gilbert. A guy that was the number 1 tight end recruit coming out of high school, 5-star by 24/7, ranked highly by other composite high school rankings, even though I don't remember exactly what he was by Rivals and ESPN, but I know he was, very high up there. And, looks like a elite receiver that's like 20, 30 pounds heavier playing tight end in college. I mean, as a blocker, can effortlessly, bully you. Very good run blocker, pass blocker, can, be a lead blocker up the middle, do all that stuff. I'm very confident in his ability to block. It's more of just, like his game entirely. Arik Gilbert, can be as good as he wants to be. He's that type. I mean, we're talking about a dude that's, 6'5", 250, comes into Georgia this year as, 300 pounds in the winter, January 2021, gets down to, it was reported in the spring game he's down to like 265, 270, looked a lot more lean, even though he still looked a little bit heavier. But, as he continues to get back into shape and continue to practice, I think he'll get back to, looking like what he did as a freshman in 2020 or even better, because he looked pretty good in the Georgia spring game. And he was not really quite the weight that he's, likely going to play as far as, game weight. But, interesting story that he was at LSU, was, going to transfer to Florida. That didn't happen. Didn't play this past year in 2021 because of, there's a number of reasons that are speculated. I'm not sure what the exact reason was, but, Arik Gilbert, a guy that, terrific route runner, great separation, monster after the catch. A lot of the traits I just named, he can do all those and do it at a high level. And, he can just continue. If he continues to get better, Arik Gilbert, that's what I wrote here. He can, really be as good as he wants to be as a football player. So I'm going to wrap with that, guys. That is my top 5 tight ends for the 2023 NFL Draft. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. Make sure to stay tuned for more episodes and clips from the show. Till next time, peace.